attorneys in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'll tell them what has occurred here based around First Amendment rights pertaining to freedom of speech. And you are aware that whenever they have the marathon out there, they got a big marathon every year in memorial of what happened going on 25 years ago. You are aware that if I set up with a church group or attorneys towards selling Kool-Aid, giving away water, in other words, I can work the circuit because usually they run about 11 or 12 mile sprint, maybe a 15-mile sprint, kind of like the Boston Marathon or some of these other marathons. You are aware that I can go to the marathon, the 25th anniversary coming up, sell water, give water, sell Kool-Aid, help to assist in the actual marathon.
It sounds like you're aware of that. If you're saying that you can do that, then you know. I don't know what Oklahoma's laws are and what they allow and don't allow. That would be a question for them. I don't work for Oklahoma.
Right, I understand. But keep in mind, I called them this past last week, one day only. I've never threatened any of their police officers. The allegation that they had on me, towards me, supposedly threatening one of their police officers, the threat was bogus. I never threatened none of their officers. The charge was dismissed, across the board, dismissed. And because the charge was dismissed and because the time lapse of waiting 10 years, I felt like that it might be appropriate for me to go and give my condolences once more about what had happened out there.
Right.
See, I helped to bring transparency in it being a major government cover-up out there pertaining to A Noble Lie. If you look online and look up the documentary called A Noble Lie, you'll see where they basically lied to the American people about what actually occurred out there, other than a Ryder truck and 3,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate.
Right.
And because I've stuck a thorn in the official side pertaining to the governor, the lieutenant governor, the assistant governor, and on down, including their Senate, their Congress, their state Congress, that's the reason why they're making this an official call towards bringing you out here and making sure that I don't wind up back out there. But there's all kinds of groups that's going to be out there. There'll be people out there passing CDs out there. There'll be all kinds of people that'll be setting up Kool-Aid stands, all kind of people that'll be helping with the runners in case they get too hot. There'll be all kinds of aid out there. Plus, there'll be all kinds of cameras out there, too. So, like I said, probably the best thing for me to do is contact some of my attorneys in Oklahoma and find out just exactly where I stand towards being able to go back there. And I probably won't never be able to go back to the memorial site where the actual park is. I'll probably never be not in my lifetime. Now, my son may be allowed to go. After the truth finally comes out, which may take another 25, 30, 40 years before they finally admit to it, kind of like the JFK assassination, you know.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, that was 175, something people that died, man, during that bombing. That's serious. That's very, very serious stuff that we're talking about right here.
I agree with it, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, you know a history about it, don't you?
Listen, I'm just here to give you
Relay a message.
That's it.
Message has been relayed, officer.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you for your time.
As always, you've always been cordial with me, and I really appreciate
I'm
that.
sorry that you had to come out here.
No, it's no problem.
Because it's using up Tennessee tax-paying money for you to drive out here and to do something for them. So maybe one day y'all can make a telephone call to them and maybe they can repay the favor.
Right. Well, all right, Mr. Jackson, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. You have a good day too. Do you mind giving out your name?
No, sir. I'm Deputy Cantrell with the Sheriff's Department here in Lincoln County.
Deputy Cantrell?
Yes, sir.
How long you been here?
About 6 years.
About 6 years. I heard you lost a deputy.
Defiant laws.
Defined loss towards he quit and joined up with another team.
We've had some people leave, and we've hired new as well.
Hired what?
Hired new people as well.
Have you?
Yes, sir.
I see. Got any reason why they're quitting?
People leave for different reasons.
Personal
I don't know any.
personal preference?
Yeah, I don't know any
Sure. Some of them may be quitting because of retirement purposes.
Right, just whatever reason they have is their own.
I got you.
Go into that.
You have a good day, officer.